Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Ask Tari. So today's video is catered for people who want to know if Canada is not the place for them. Now, I really struggle to come up with negatives about this country, and nothing would have stopped me from moving to Canada, and nothing, if I were to repeat this again, nothing would stop me from moving to Canada again and again and again and again. But I just have to cater to those people that have been asking me to just put it out there. The negatives, things that people should know before they make the decision to come here. I can understand that because people want to make an informed decision and they want to know everything, all the facts, before they commit to this decision. So I'm going to start with the first one. The first one is what everybody knows. The first one is about weather. It gets really cold here. And if you're a person who cannot stand weather, if terrible weather, cold weather, dull weather depresses you, then Canada might not be the place for you. I can tell you a personal experience. Sometime last year, when winter time was beginning, I started to fall into depression. And for the life of me, I couldn't figure out why I was feeling depressed, why I was low. So I went to the doctor, and the doctor told me, well, we don't have as much daylight now that it's winter, and you're coming from an African country where you get a lot of sun, a lot of daylight. You're bound to get depressed. You should take your vitamins. You should take your vitamin D, you should take your multivitamins because you're not getting enough sun like you're used to. So this is something that I learned ever since I started taking the vitamins. I don't feel depressed. I went back to the bubbly me, and I'm doing fine. And as for the weather, I just wear warm clothes, and I just make sure that the heat is up if it's cold. Right now my heat is off. I'm not even switching on my heater. I'm just okay. You know, it's not that bad. But if you really strongly feel that cold weather is not for you, then don't come, because winter lasts long and summer is only for 3 months. That's Canada for you. So I don't know. It's up to you. The second one is a very crucial one, because me coming from a mainly Christian country, I've realized how there is a tendency of Christians to want to convert other people to their religion, right? This is a common practice here. It might not be tolerated because we've got many different religions, right? So stamping on other people, telling them that their religion is not the best, they should convert to yours, it's not going to be tolerated well here. In Canada, we've got Christianity, we've got Islam, we've got Hinduism, we've got Buddhism, we've got Sikhism. I discovered this when I moved here. We've got people who call themselves agnostic. I'm not sure what that means, but I think they believe in something, but it's not clear cut. They are atheists. They are people who believe in many different things. So if you cannot tolerate that there are different religions, people believe in different things, and some people don't believe in God or any deities or any supreme beings. If you know you cannot tolerate that, then Canada might not be the place for you, because you might end up offending people, right? In Canada, people don't impose religion on other people. There is no law that says before we eat, we must pray, we must make a Christian prayer, we must make a Muslim prayer, we must make a Hindu prayer, right? You stick to your religion, what you believe in, and everybody will respect you and your religion. You don't have to stamp your own religion on someone else unless they come to you and they want to know about your religion and they want to change to your religion. Then that's fine. So if you know you cannot tolerate that, then this might not be the place for you guys. And also there's a factor of many different cultures. You've got people from many different countries. You have people from many different continents in Canada, and you're going to be mixing with those people at work, at church, at the grocery store, everywhere, in all your interactions. So sometimes you just have to respect other people, respect other races. If you know that you're not a respectful person and you don't respect other people's cultures, other people's ethnicities, then it might not be the place for you, because Canada is a land of immigrants. There's so many people here, so many diversities. People dress differently. Some people wear scarves on their heads. Some people cover their bodies. So you just need to learn to be respectful to everybody, right? Another thing about Canada is that people are quite private here. Canadians are very private people. They don't like to mess around with people's lives, trying to interfere, trying to find out, what are you doing? So tell me about your family. So who's this? So who's that? They don't meddle. They don't ask questions. And I don't think they like the same thing happening to them, like people asking them, people trying to be all about in their business. So yeah, if you are a person who likes socializing, who likes knocking on your neighbors' doors, going to find out what they're up to, where they're going, yeah, it might not be the place for you, because here people live their own lives. People like to be private. If you meet someone who's friendly enough and who goes beyond being polite and wants to talk about their life, their experiences and everything, fair enough, that'll be fine. But it's not so common here, right? And I'm speaking from a perspective of someone who comes from Africa, where if you live in a neighborhood, you probably know everybody and you greet each other. And yeah, it's quite different here. People lead their own lives and stuff. It's not such a bad thing. If you like your privacy, then I mean, you're pretty much in the right place. This is a very difficult one, the next one, and this is something a lot of people need to know. It's not a bed of roses from day one. You have to start from somewhere. You have to start from the bottom. Okay? It doesn't follow that when you come here, you are going to get your dream job immediately. Okay? You're going to go to so many interviews, and Canadians, being polite, you will shine in the interview. They will praise you. They will say, wow, we're so impressed. But they might not call you back, because generally they're just nice people. It's different from other countries where you can tell, right from the interview that, yeah, I'm not going to get a call back. I'm not going to get this job. Here, the interviews might be a bit misleading for you. So be prepared for that, and know that you may not necessarily get a job as soon as you get to Canada. Some have had to wait for 3 months, some have had to wait for 2 months, some even 6 months before they even got a job here. Well, maybe the job that they wanted. 6 months is a stretch, but yeah. It can take long. Don't expect miracles. You have to work hard. You need to tailor make your CV to Canadian standards. You have to apply. You have to educate yourself. You need to learn new things. Yeah, so if you know you're lazy and you're not prepared to start from scratch, you're not prepared to start afresh, you're not prepared to start from the bottom, then it might not be the place for you. Even transit wise, you might start by using the bus. Not everybody is going to come here and automatically buy a car. You might come and you might not have a license yet, so you might not be able to drive. This is for most people, at least if you're coming from Zimbabwe, because we don't automatically get a license. You have to do the knowledge test and then skip one level and then get your license. So if you know you can't do it, then it might not be the place for you, because for most things you need to start from scratch. I have an accounting designation. I've had to convert my qualifications to Canadian qualifications, right? So whilst you might have your education from a different country, from wherever you come from, here Canadian education is valued. So you will have to convert. Some will convert. That would be easy. That's the easier thing. But some will have to go to school in order to match the requirements of Canada, in order to get their dream job. So you need to be prepared for that. You need to enhance yourself, to enhance your skills, right? And you will fork a lot of money in doing this. So be prepared for that. The first 1-2 years in Canada, you will be facing a lot of setup costs. Yeah. Like for instance, I've spent a lot of money just trying to convert to CPA Canada. I've spent close to $2,000 just to convert. I have another accounting qualification which has an MRA with CPA Canada, but you still need to do a tax course, a law course. You still need to study for that. And after that, you then need to fill in some documents, fill in some forms, get some references. That means hunting down all your employers from the past to get references for you, you know, that kind of stuff. And then after that, you need to pay in order to get admitted to that membership. After you get admitted to that membership, you need to maintain your original membership that you had before, as well as the new one. So that means yearly subscriptions every year to 2 accounting bodies. That's the story of my life. But to be honest with you, I've got no regrets. I still love being here. I still love it here because I know that everything is going to be worth it. And yeah, you can lose $2,000, but you can make more, much more, because it's like a one-time thing, right? Yeah, I think I've dwelt too much on that point. I like to write my points down. Yeah, the cost of living is quite high. So you also need to consider that before you come here, or if you're considering to come here. I suggest going online, looking at the cost of living calculators, just trying to figure out the income that you'll be getting versus the expenses and the kind of lifestyle that you want to be having whilst you're here. Yeah. Also look at things like minimum wage, because you might start with a minimum wage job. That's a possibility, right? So you need to also factor in those things so that when you come, you're not shocked, right? And you can't say that Tari never told me, right? I'm telling you now. You need to consider the cost of living is quite high. However, if you're coming from a third world country like myself, to be honest with you, your life will definitely improve for the better. And coming specifically from Zimbabwe, we basically learned to live within our means, right? So we could survive with the little that we had. We didn't have credit cards. We learned to budget with what we had. And so I think if you're coming from Zimbabwe, because that's what I've been exposed to, and you were able to manage yourself and your finances whilst you were in Zimbabwe, you will do well here. You'll be fine. Even though the cost of living is high, they also try to match up with the remuneration and stuff. So yeah, I think that's what I could come up with in terms of reasons not to move to Canada. But yeah, it was a struggle because I still think it's one of the greatest places to come if you want to relocate. So I don't know what you think. Just dwell on it, just think about it. There might be many other reasons that I left out, but for me, any negative can just be looked at from another angle because there's always a silver lining to it, right? So yeah, John 14 verse 1, what I'm wearing today. Let not your heart be troubled. That's like something I like to live by. That's a statement I like to live by. I try not to worry about things, and I try to be positive always. So that being said, guys, please subscribe to my channel if you like this. Please like and share, and I hope to see you back again for my next video. Bye.